Well, congratulations to all the finalists for this year's Bellwether Awards. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for every single person. I remember being in your shoes just last year. My name is Michael Johnston, and last year Pensacola State College and our virtual tutoring program was a recipient of one of the three categories for the Bellwether Award. We were able to produce a wonderful program that has now been able to be adopted by other institutions around the country, which has been a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share our program that we developed at Pensacola State College. I was asked to talk about some great ideas and some trials and tribulations that we experienced in preparation for the final hurrah before we got to the Bellwether Assembly and then during the presentation itself. So the most impactful part that I remember was going through and preparing the project itself and preparing the portfolio that we had to send to the judges and the Bellwether organization itself. And I remember when I got to the Bellwether Consortium and I looked through the other portfolios, I remember seeing some very large portfolios, some very large binders. And I remember opening the first one and it was probably a full 2 inches. And Pensacola State College is 9 pages long. So in our application, we had a very concise and to the point application where I think that was a great benefit to us. I felt that one of the more difficult parts about being able to take a great program like our virtual tutoring programming and being able to condense it to 9 pages was actually one of the most difficult problems for us because we had so much that we wanted to discuss, but we wanted to keep the ideas concise and be able to present the project in a very formal manner. And sometimes when looking through the other projects, it was difficult for me to decipher exactly what their project was. So in summary, I think that just because you have more doesn't mean it will always benefit the organization. To the point and exact was extremely helpful for us. Second of all, when we made it down to the hotel, I scouted out the room in which we were going to present because I wanted to get an idea and a feeling about where I was going to be and where we were going to discuss, what we were going to discuss and where we were going to be standing. I noticed our room was extremely long, and for us, I wanted to make sure that you were able to see everything on our PowerPoint. So I actually redid some of our words and some of our lingo that was in the PowerPoint presentation itself to be more visible from a far distance. So I recommend going through and checking out where you're presenting, which I always recommend doing before any presentation, but it's especially important when it comes to the Bellwether. In our presentation, we went very data heavy. I have seen so much discussion nationally and internationally about data being used to not only prove, but also to improve. So our presentation had a lot of structured data sets. We wanted to show that this program was effective and we wanted to demonstrate that efficacy through our data. So our project in the PowerPoint did not have as many pictures as ones that I saw in other sessions, but we had a lot of data to prove that our program was extremely effective. So I highly recommend showing that your program is effective via the use of data, and data that's very visible, data that's very easy to understand. We didn't go too in depth with large magnanimous charts and with a lot of different p-values that sometimes can be very confusing. When you present, definitely make sure that you have an idea of the layout of the rooms because all the rooms are different. So we had an idea of where we were all standing, the sound and the acoustics that are available to you. Also making sure that if you need internet access, that you can get internet access. I know the internet was sometimes in and out for us. So we wanted to make sure that we had consistent internet, which we found very important. We wanted to make sure that we were able to convey all of our ideas in a concise manner. And the internet was an important part of our presentation, so we did actually bring our own wireless mobile wireless, which was extremely helpful in our final project. So in totality, being able to present the idea quickly and concisely, and then being able to convey the idea during the PowerPoint was one of our great strong tactics, which I think a lot of people did as well. But we wanted to make sure that it was done quickly and effectively. The last part is what to expect once you have the opportunity or once you are awarded the Bellwether. So if you make it through this process, congratulations to you and win it. then the responsibilities that come with the Bellwether Award itself are extremely magnanimous. And I think that's something that you have to prepare for. I know from my experience, I was not expecting the amount of inquisitions, the amount of work that was involved with the Bellwether Award itself. When I think of the Bellwether Award, I think of the ability to share and disseminate great collegiate and academic practices across all the colleges in the U.S. and even beyond our borders. Being able to make sure that our programs are accessible and achievable, being able to make sure our programs are reproducible. When we looked at the program itself, we wanted to make sure that it was reproducible, but after the award was offered to us, which we were so graciously accepting of, we realized that a lot of other schools and institutions wanted to know about our program, schools that were not attendants at the Bellwether Consortium itself. So we received dozens of questions via email. We had to be able to demonstrate our program virtually. We did that via virtual software, so we could actually show other institutions how we implement it. So we had a lot of discussions and a lot of collaborations with other institutions nationwide. We had graduate students that would contact us from other institutions that were looking to discuss our project so they could include it in their research for dissertations. We wanted to make sure that we had accessibility for other institutions to reproduce this as well, and we had to dedicate a good amount of time to being able to educate other schools on how to implement our project. So keep that in mind as you are preparing for the project, not only for how to win the Bellwether, but also what to do after the Bellwether occurs. We were responsible, we believe, not only because we were asked, but it was important for us to be able to disseminate our program. We also went to a lot of conferences. We were asked to attend conferences, and we presented jointly with the other two recipients of the different categories of the Bellwether, and we also presented independently at other different organizations nationwide. And that was, again, another benefit and requirement of us winning the Bellwether Award itself. So there's a lot that goes on with not only just the application and the presentation of the Bellwether, but what happens after you win the Bellwether. So in totality, if I can ever help you, you're more than welcome to email me. My email is mjohnston@pensacolaState.edu. I congratulate each one of your organizations for making it this far. It's a wonderful opportunity, and it definitely shows how great your organization is, and I wish you all the best of luck.